Hello, I'm Mandy Kaplan here with an important message. Throughout the modern era, millions, nay, billions of people have enjoyed countless hours of video games, stars, both Trek and Wars, comic books, and other nerdy endeavors. That's an infinite number of gasps and laughs as 20-sided dice are thrown, Pokemon are caught, and Doctor Who has done whatever the hell they do. Yet one person has missed out on all of this. One woman who doesn't know her droids from her hobbits has been left behind. Until now. That's right. I'm trading in my Taylor Swift and Housewives for superheroes and Wookiees as I finally embrace all things sci-fi and fantasy on my podcast, Make Me a Nerd, with Mandy Kaplan. Each week, a passionate guest will try to baptize me into the world of nerdery as they share one of these iconic entities that I have somehow missed. And you can help. For just $5 a month or $55 a year, you can become a member. For your generous donation, which is less than a new Tesla, you'll not only be supporting my mission, you'll get early access to episodes, bonus content, and more stuff I haven't thought of yet. So please, join me wherever you podcast as I finally learn what all the fuss has been about and see if going through this nerducation will, in fact, make me a nerd. Or, as they say in Klingon, who am I kidding?
Before we dive in, here's another show you can enjoy in the True Story FM family of entertainment podcasts. Ever wonder what bridges the gap between your favorite film genres, subgenres, and movements? CinemaScope is here to explore these connections, taking you on a thrilling odyssey through the ever-evolving art of cinema. I'm your host, Andy Nelson, and in each episode, we embark on a deep dive into the forces that sculpt the world of film. From the styles you know and love, like heist films or the French New Wave, to the ones you may not be as familiar with, like Turkish Yeşilçam or Brazilian Nordwesterns, my expert guests and I unravel the complex tapestry of storytelling, style, and innovation that defines the world of film as we unpack the myriad catalysts of change that shape these diverse styles. Whether you're a student of film, a creative professional, or simply a devoted movie enthusiast, CinemaScope is your gateway to a richer, more immersive film experience. Don't just watch movies, understand them, appreciate them, and revel in their artistry with CinemaScope. Subscribe today. Hey Pete, ever wonder what Steven Spielberg's favorite film is?
You know, Andy, I've heard he loves classics like Lawrence of Arabia, Meet Me in St. Louis.
Imagine chatting with him about why those films resonate with him so much.
That's exactly what we do on our podcast, Movies We Like. We've had incredible guests like actress Dee Wallace, cinematographer Eric Messerschmidt, director Steve Miner, and former Disney animators Tom and Tony Bancroft.
They share their favorite films and the impact they've had on their careers, offering fascinating insights into the craftsmanship and storytelling techniques that make these movies so special.
If you're curious about the magic behind the scenes, subscribe to Movies We Like from True Story FM on your favorite podcast app. New episodes are released on the fourth Monday of each month with early access for our members.
Join us on Movies We Like as we explore the movies we all like with the people who make them.
And Stephen, our people will call your people. Let's make this happen, puppy.
Subscribe today.
Hooked on you, baby, you're golden. Time moves, I never noticed. Just can't get enough. Got me wonderstruck.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Make Me a Nerd. I'm Mandy Kaplan, a mainstream mom whose mission it is to explore all things nerd culture, one podcast, video game, romantasy novel at a time. Here I am, a woman very passionately devoted to things like The Real Housewives and fantasy football and true crime. And now I'm on the nerd journey. My nerducation actually started, this is the truth, because I like to lie a lot on this podcast, but the truth is, I love the show Big Bang Theory. I loved it from jump. I've watched every episode, and I loved the way Penny got slowly roped into the nerd world. And I felt very similarly that I was missing out on all the fun the nerds were having because I wasn't participating in anything like Comic-Con or comic books or Dungeons and Dragons. And I watched Penny do it, and I thought, I want to do that too. I want to figure this world out, but I don't want to do it if it's not on a microphone. I want to do it as a podcast. So, in honor of my second season of Make Me a Nerd and the birth of my nerdification, and where all of this got started, Penny from Big Bang Theory, we're covering Big Bang Theory with my wonderful, exciting guest. Let me tell you all about her. Lisa Arch is an actress and host, most known for her roles on kids' shows, such as A Bitchy Assistant, Bitchy Manager, and Bitchy Principal. Oh, she really moved up in the world. As well as her roles as Connie on Seinfeld and Cassie on Curb Your Enthusiasm. She was a series regular on Mad TV's Season 3, and she played a bitchy salesgirl in Legally Blonde. She currently lives in Los Angeles with her husband, son, and 2 perfect dogs. I just saw one of them. She also graduated college just recently with a bachelor's in sociology. Lisa Arch!
Yay!
Welcome!
Hi!
Hi!
Oh, Mandy, it was so hard to be quiet during that.
You failed.
Uh,
I heard
did
you
I?
laughing.
Oh, I
Yes.
did. Sorry.
No, laughter
there
is
you
good.
go.
Laughter's always welcome. So your background is comedy and improv and performing, correct?
Yes, correct.
And I remember you didn't mention it in the bio, but you hosted something called Dinner and a Movie,
I
right?
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I
Yes.
remember seeing you.
That was that. Yeah, that happened. That was one of my favorite jobs ever.
Right?
Oh my God,
You
it
got
was
to eat
incredible.
dinner and watch a movie.
It was the best.
This is going to be very similar, except no movie and no dinner.
I know.
Okay.
Dinner, right.
Thank you for joining me. I'm very excited to talk about this show.
Thank you for having me.
Do you consider yourself a nerd?
I am exactly how you described yourself, except fantasy football. No, but I'm total typical mom. I love Real Housewives stuff. I'm, I like The Amazing Race, and no, I'm not a nerd like at all. So much so that I would say that I am repulsed by things like Star Trek.
Really?
And yeah, like hate it with a passion.
Okay, let's talk. How much have you actually watched and how much is just you think you would probably hate it, so you avoid it?
It's both. Like I saw enough as a kid when there were not, when there were only 12 channels. So you could, there was only what was on. So I saw enough Star Trek as a kid, and there are certain shows that give me ick, just like a really gross feeling. And that was one of them for me as a kid. It just made me nauseous. Like,
That is
so
so
did Gilligan's Island, by the way, which isn't nerdy, but like.
Oh, for me it was MASH. MASH gave me agita. I couldn't.
Oh, wow.
When, as a
Okay.
kid, I would hear the song and I would see the helicopter and I was like, I'm out.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, no, that did not do it for me. But Star Trek did. And then Star Wars, fine, liked it. Never want to talk about it. Never want to see it again. Like, it's just Lord of the Rings, saw it, thought it was great, thought it had 7 endings. Never need to see or talk about that. Like, I genuinely don't like any of it.
Well, welcome to your only appearance on my podcast.
Thank you.
We call this a one and done, Lisa, because
Exactly.
I understand where you're coming from, that you push things away based on just this gut feeling.
Yes.
But I do think now that I'm on this journey,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unfair to say it all gives me ick. And here's
Right.
why. Star Trek is a vast, vast genre now. It's its own world with so many options. There's an animated, fun, lighthearted Star Trek. They're all different things. And I
Right.
haven't tried it yet. But
Right.
so if you say, I hate vegetables, I can't imagine that there's not 1 or 2 we could find that you would like and how they're prepared and how they're served. Not a vegetable person, you don't love them. So it's not my job to convince you or make you a nerd. There have been a lot of things that I have watched and read for this podcast that I'm like,
Right.
no,
Right.
I tried.
Yeah.
But I'm also amazed how much I've genuinely loved.
I believe
So-
you. And I will say, I do have a love for nerds.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have nerds and geeks in my life, and I love
Hmm.
them dearly. And I am fascinated by what they're fascinated by, but I don't want to take any part in
Okay.
it. And I love your mission here though, how I really do. Like I love it because I think you're right. And it's probably really good to delve in and actually learn about the things you're saying you hate. But I don't have the time
Right. Well, I'm amazed that when I started, I thought that's just not my taste. And then I started watching these things
now. Right.
and and I had this epiphany that, and I've said it many times, so I apologize to my loyal listeners. Sometimes it makes me feel dumb. Like I'm not keeping up. I don't understand what they're talking about
Maybe that's
with the
why.
planets that are at war and the different races and the species and
Yes.
what happened 10 million years ago. And I get glassy eyed. And then I'm
Yes.
like, well, now I feel left out. Now I feel dumb.
That might be why for me.
So
It really might. And yeah, that's a
we're going to
very
get
good
deep.
point.
We already got deep right before we started recording.
Mhm.
Because I don't know you, I was like, tell me about your traumatic childhood. And then I pressed record
Exactly.
because
Right.
I'm a rapscallion. Okay.
Yes.
So you chose Big Bang Theory. Why do you
Yes.
love Big Bang Theory?
So and actually this is a really good example. That's a show that I had turned on several times and gone, ugh.
Oh,
Yeah. And it did not grab me at all. And then one day I just happened to leave it on. And I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. First of all, I think it's
mhm.
so well written. I think it's so smart. And I really genuinely love how it explores relationships and mostly friendship. Like, I think
Mhm.
it does such a beautiful job of showing neurotypical and not neurotypical people and how they are able to teach each other things and learn and grow. It's a lovely and hilarious show.
And they do it all through bowl cuts and dickies, as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
yes,
Well,
exactly.
you didn't ask me to watch the pilot, but I always like to because
Mm,
it's just a good jumping off point, even though I had seen it a couple times.
right.
I wanted to go back and watch the pilot, and it is set up so perfectly and so quickly. There's
Yes.
such a bullet pointy way that they do this. Sheldon opens his mouth, and you're like, "Oh, got it. I got who
Yes.
Sheldon is." And then Leonard opens his mouth, got it. The characters are so clearly defined, so fast. The world is established, and that world stayed that world for 12 seasons.
Absolutely. But they all change incrementally
Hmm.
in really important ways. But otherwise, yes, they all remain completely true to who they are, and change in good ways because they want to and because their friends have changed them.
Yes.
Um,
However, one of them, I'll save this as we go through our episodes. One of them
okay.
changes so completely that I don't buy it. But we'll get there.
Oh,
Who is
okay.
it? Who is it? Peas and carrots, hubbub, hubbub. I wonder who she's talking about.
Yeah, I really do.
Well, first off, in the pilot, Penny is so different. Penny is a very typical, almost vapid blonde,
Right.
and she very quickly they realized that was not going to last, and they grounded her by episode 3 or 4. She's a real person
Right.
with her own sense of smarts and reality. So I'm glad they did that because
Right.
I didn't want to watch that first Penny.
Sure.
And
Yes, I can absolutely see that.
she wasn't the original Penny. There was another actress.
What?
This poor
I didn't
actor.
know
Yeah,
that.
they shot the pilot with a different actress. To this
Oh,
day, I think about her and I'm like, oh, that poor woman.
that's a nightmare. And then you just watch it go on for 12
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Oh
Um,
God. I hope
but
it's
I
somebody
think
that's
Kaylee
that
Cuoco
famous.
is pitch perfect. I really love her.
Flawless.
Um, but I'm glad they grounded her. Um, this first episode, they all of the things they established that they all sit around eating takeout. They established that in this first episode. Finally, Jim Parsons took a bite of food, and I celebrated because I have such a pet peeve when they're
I do
filming and no one
too.
eats
They're just moving the food around, the plate. I
all
can't
the
take it.
time, holding a
Yes.
sandwich, not
Right.
taking a bite.
Yep.
Who does that? Now, did you get to
Nobody.
eat on camera when you did dinner in a movie?
Oh, yeah. No, we had to. Yes. Yeah, that was definitely part of the thing because we had to try the food that Chef Claude made.
Okay. But it
Yeah.
wasn't, there was no continuity. So you weren't worried about like, oops, the plate has
Correct.
to go back to looking like that.
Right.
So I know that's why they
Exactly.
do it. And I know actors are
Absolutely.
self-conscious, but
But look,
then
it's
don't.
easy enough to, on Curb Your Enthusiasm, they're really they fill your plate. They come
Mhm.
around and look and see if you took any bites and then they fix it so you can do it again.
Or just have it be post-meal when everybody's just sipping on their
Exactly.
sodas. But,
Correct.
watching people not eat.
Right.
I'm
It's as
like,
bad as watching people walk around with coffee cups that clearly have nothing in them.
oh,
Have you
so
noticed that on
annoying. Yes,
shows?
of course.
I
Of
can't take
course.
that either. They're like talking with the cup and waving it all over the place.
Yep. Um, uh, on the pilot, Leonard meets Penny and he says, I would do you a favor for you. And I just burst out laughing. It's so charming watching him trip over that. Do you
Oh, that's
remember this
awesome.
pilot? Penny asks them to go to her thug boyfriend and they get
Yes, to get her
pants.
TV back?
Hmm. Yep.
Yes.
And also, this is the introduction of many of Howard's Stephen Hawking impressions.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that would fly today.
Here's why I think it would. Stephen Hawking is on the show several times.
That's true, but he was not in the beginning. So when they did
Right.
this, that made me cringe. Here
Yeah.
we are not making fun of nerds, right? Here we are celebrating nerds or those who are different. And he does that cartoony impression of Stephen Hawking, and it just
Right.
bumped for me.
The only thing I will say, and I don't want to disagree with you because this is your show,
Thank you.
is that I feel like they knew, whether it's the show creators, what's his face, or
Chuck Lorre.
yes, thank you. I feel like they knew that Stephen Hawking would think that was funny because
Then that would be great.
right, because he seems to have such a good sense of humor about himself. Obviously,
Mhm.
when he shows up on the show, it's hilarious. So that's the only thing I'll say. But also, you might be right.
I don't know. It just seemed
Yeah,
tone deaf for a show that made a lot of effort to be inclusive and politically
right,
correct. It felt
right.
a little tone deaf.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so that's the pilot. Do you remember seeing the pilot ever, or
Oh
you just
yeah.
tuned into an episode halfway through and that's
Oh
what got you
no.
hooked?
Yes, that part of me. I'm so sorry. That is what happened. However, it's on TBS every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would sit and pay bills or do laundry or do whatever, and that would come on. And I'm talking like for a few years now.
You and me
I
both.
Okay, so yeah, so probably I've watched. I mean, I know I've seen many of them several times,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen most of. I think I've seen almost every episode.
Yes. Good. So then
Yes,
you gave it some thought, which I appreciate when people pick the
yes,
episodes that really speak to them. And you
yes.
chose season 2, episode 15, the bath item gift hypothesis. Why did you choose that episode, Lisa?
So I chose that episode because, first of all, it's. I think it's my husband's favorite one, or one of his favorite ones, and he made me take a second look at it. It is so great because it is Sheldon trying to figure out a behavior that is something that I had never thought about really, or had thought about maybe, but not to that extent, where Penny says, I have a Christmas gift for you. And he's like, this isn't a gift, it's an obligation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now I have to go get you a gift and it has to be, commensurate with yours and it has to represent our level of friendship. And I don't know what you got me, so I don't know what to get you. And it bothers him so much.
It seems like you
And
can relate just based on the way you did that. I
well,
feel like you could relate to that on some level.
I guess I can on some level. Look, I come from a long line of Jews who, when we're going to an event, it's like, we're going to the wedding. Do you remember what they got you for your bat mitzvah?
Mhm.
Like that thing where it's like, we want to make sure that we we get them something that is equal to or slightly
Right.
better than what they got us.
Right.
So, yes, I am a person who also, when people gift me things, especially when it's unexpected, it's not a birthday or something, it's just, I was out of town and I thought of you. I do get really like, oh, I don't do that enough. And it makes me feel bad about myself.
Okay. That's so
Yeah.
interesting to me because that, I'm assuming that is not the intention unless you have very shitty friends.
No,
The
it's
the
the
intention is
opposite.
just thinking of you, thought this would make you
I saw
smile.
this and I thought about you. And it's
I
so sweet.
I wonder what it is, and this speaks to Sheldon's problems. He there's this fear of being incorrect for him. I don't want to get the
Right.
incorrect gift. It can't be something you get a lover. It can't be too cheap. It can't be this. And
Right.
for you, you're saying, I don't want to be incorrect in that, like, I'm not thinking of you as much as you're thinking of me.
Right. Or I am, but I treat it differently. I'm a
Hmm.
texter thinking of you, how are you? Like I'm very much that person and I think about my friends all the time and let them know, but I am not as much of a gift giver, I guess.
Hmm.
But the other part of it is for me, like I'm feeling like all emotional about it. He doesn't. For
Hmm.
him, it's a math equation,
Right.
which I also find hilarious.
But it causes him such distress.
Such distress. Yes, absolutely. And, you know, should I go right to the blow of what happens?
Oh, of course. There's no spoilers. I
Okay.
mean, this
Oh,
is
good. Okay.
an older show.
Right. No, I know, but I didn't know if it was okay to cut to the chase. But
How do I?
he and Howard and Raj go to Bed Bath and Beyond, and Howard's like, just get this basket. It's fine. And he goes up to a saleswoman and he's like, if I were to give you this basket, what relationship do we have? Like, and she's like, I don't, what? And he's like, I give you this. Are we lovers? Are we friends? Are we coworkers? And she's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, he ends up buying like 8 different sizes of baskets
Right.
from absurdly huge
To cover his
very
bases.
small.
Yeah.
Correct. And then comes up with the plan that I'm so sorry. My dog really wants to be a part of this.
That's
Come-
okay. We Make Me a Nerd is an animal loving show.
Oh, yay. So he comes up with a plan that he won't give her the gift he bought until he sees what she got him.
Right.
And then he'll know what size basket to give her.
And then he'll return the others.
Correct.
Yes.
Which is brilliant.
Also very Jewish. It's a little hard to believe
it
that Sheldon
really
Cooper's not
is.
Jewish in that moment.
Correct. And then she gives him, and she thinks it's so not a big deal, a signed napkin because Leonard Nimoy came into the restaurant when she was working.
The
He
Cheesecake
wiped
Factory
his
that does
face
not look like a Cheesecake Factory.
at all, which really bothers me.
Annoying. We've all been to the Cheesecake
We've
Factory.
all been there, and it's so
Call it the
specific
Cupcake
looking.
Factory. Like what?
Oh my God.
You're welcome,
I
Chuck Lorre.
completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I swear to you, I think it every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Mhm.
So it's a napkin that Leonard Nimoy wiped his face with and then signed. And Sheldon is so overwhelmed. He like starts twitching. And then he runs into his bedroom and comes back with all of the baskets. Which that moment is just uproariously funny, the way he does it.
But the real gift is he gives her a hug, which is not in his comfort zone. And she looks at Leonard and says, Sheldon's hugging me. And
Exactly.
it's so heartwarming. It has so much heart. And it shows how much
adorable.
they really are getting each other. He's outside of his comfort zone, knowing that will mean more to her than the gift baskets. And
Yep.
she knows how important this is to get a hug. I mean, it's very sweet.
I love it. That's exactly right. And that was a perfect Kelly Cuoco imitation, by the way.
Thank you. God, I've been working on it for years. Wait till you
You
hear
did
my
it.
Reese Witherspoon later. So, but one thing I want to ask is, I don't think they ever mention Sheldon being on the spectrum, neurodivergent. They say, I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested. And they say that several
Over and over
times,
again. Yes.
but they throughout the 12 years, but they don't
Right.
say I don't even think the word neurodivergent was being used 15, 20 years ago. And they
Correct.
don't say autistic or on the spectrum or
Right.
Asperger's.
Right.
I wonder if that was, and hindsight, who knows? Did that do a service to the world, or did that do a disservice by not saying, here's what it is, and look, it's okay. Like, we
Right.
all accept and love. So I know that the character bothers people in my life who deal with people on the spectrum, and they felt it was not, they were not happy with some of the portrayal.
Interesting.
And I'm just wondering, I don't know the answer. Should they have said, oh, here's what makes Sheldon tick. Here's why Sheldon is the way he is. And named
You know
it.
why I like that they don't name it is that I think it's just highlighting that there are people who are different, who process things differently, who feel things differently, who, need certain things to feel comfortable. And whether that's autism or neurodivergence or just OCD or whatever it is, anxiety, social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I think that not naming it is just sort of going, we're highlighting the fact that people are different and
Mm-hmm.
not everyone processes things the same. And, going out of your way to make somebody like that feel comfortable is a beautiful thing. And sometimes pushing back and seeing if they can get out of their comfort zone is a beautiful thing. So in a way, I'm glad they don't name it because I do think he could represent a number of different differences.
Absolutely. And I wonder if they ever knew in the writer's room, if they ever decided, like, here's what he's dealing with. He's got this, he's got this, he's got this. Or if they
Right.
just created this rich character and then learned halfway through season 5, I think he also has a touch of this, or, it would be
I feel
interesting.
pretty strongly that he is based on somebody who's on the spectrum.
Correct. But you also, he mentioned OCD, which I know they go hand in hand a lot, but
Right.
he has OCD as well, but they never name
Yes.
it.
Right.
But he does
Yes.
every time he knocks.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that and needing to sit in the same place every time.
Mhm.
And, he has so many little needing his hot cocoa made a very specific way, like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But they also do such a good job of, I'm just now realizing this, of making you go, yeah, I'd feel really good about myself if Sheldon wanted to be my friend.
Hmm. Yeah.
As opposed to making him the outsider, he's almost like the guy that you would do anything to get his attention.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
In later seasons, they very much treat him like a child. And that always bothered me a little. But what comforted me was it never bothered Sheldon. Sheldon
Right.
liked that they were like, it was your turn to put him to bed, or,
Right.
I
Yes.
drove him to the library last time. You have to do it.
Right.
And he was always like, whose turn is it? Let's go. Like, he didn't
Absolutely.
care. He was,
Right.
he never took offense, or I mean, I think a couple times he took offense, and they made a real point of letting him express that that's one step too far. But,
Right. Right.
I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining about the show whatsoever. I'm just diving a little deeper and getting nerdy about it,
Sure.
because that's what
Well,
this
nothing's
is all about.
perfect. Yeah.
Any other observations about that episode? I love Penny's. We're starting to see it. This is season 2. She really embraces them. She finds them very curious. She's always like,
Right.
what are you doing? What is Halo?
Right.
What is Comic-Con? But she's never a mean girl. And
Right.
she's our connecting character. And so I think they realized that by episode 2 or 3, it was supposed to be Leonard who was our connecting character, but he felt too far on the nerd side. So Penny was our way in.
That's
And
yep.
and she's never mean. She's never like, what's wrong with you guys?
No. She kind of falls in love with them and then you know, yeah, she lets them make her a more well-rounded person.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that happens in that episode is that she meets this really hot scientist.
Dave
Um,
Underhill.
correct. And he takes her out a couple times and all that, and then she finds out that he's married.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great little thing too, where she starts drinking with Leonard because she's so upset.
Mm-hmm.
And they sort of they start making out, right?
Is it that episode or the next
Oh
one?
wait,
I
is
think
it? I don't know. Wait, let me look.
but they're
Uh,
drinking together a lot.
yes,
That's
they
like a
do. I
thing
know.
in the
You're
show.
so right.
She's a drinker.
Yes, she is. But maybe they don't start making up, but he does make her feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a sweet moment with them. They do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of sweet moments with Penny and Leonard that, of course it's that will they won't they thing that every sitcom has, but they do a really good job of like them building a friendship again,
Right.
which
Right.
I love. I love that.
Me too.
So yeah.
And they were a real couple in the beginning of this.
Yes.
And they have great chemistry, but apparently stayed very, very close friends even after a
Yes.
breakup and all of that. So it just always feels right when Leonard and Penny are together.
Completely agree.
I love them.
I don't feel the same about Howard and
Bernadette.
Bernadette.
Really? We didn't do any Bernadette in these 4
No, we
episodes. Do
didn't.
tell.
I think they're my least favorite characters.
Oh, wow.
And by the way, I think this has nothing to do with their acting ability
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. I think they're both wonderful. He's immensely talented,
Mm-hmm.
and you see all the imitations he does
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and he's a great actor. I just I if I have to have a least favorite couple of characters on the show, it would be them.
Okay.
However, I love his relationship with Koothrappali.
Well, that's coming up because so the next episode we did was season 2, episode 15, the maternal capacitance.
Oh my God, yes.
Look how I just said that word like I know what
That
it
was
is.
really
Right?
impressive. Yeah,
Thank you.
really impressive.
And this is one of the moments that the relationship between Raj and Howard is called out by
Yes.
Beverly
Beverly.
Hofstadter, Dr. Beverly Hofstadter, played by
Exactly.
the peerless Christine Baranski, and she accuses them of having an ersatz homosexual marriage.
Correct.
And I have to say that we have seen this trope many times. 2 dudes that spend so much time together, people think they're gay, they're not gay. I just rewatched Friends with my son, and Friends is my favorite show of all time.
It's such a good show. It never gets old.
It doesn't get old, but it gets out of touch. And
Well,
a lot of
holy
that,
crap.
a lot of the bromance stuff is homophobic and very
And
tone deaf.
it's a very homophobic show.
Yes.
You're right.
And I didn't realize 20 years ago, but now watching it with my gay son, it's like, woof, it's.
Does he point it? Does he feel it?
He points it out and he says, but it was a different time and I can still find it funny because he's the best kid in the world and he can. But it's interesting to me because I'm like, I can't believe this. I didn't realize how many, whoa, no, it's not like that, bro.
Yes,
it's
right. But no, they will literally say, I'm not gay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't even say it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what? You thought we were gay or we're not gay? I mean, they throw it around so much.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll say things like, dude, you might as well be gay.
Yep. What are you, a girl? Yeah.
Right.
I have not recently seen all of Big Bang Theory, but my memory is that it was a much gentler, more politically correct version of it. And that Raj and Howard really do love each other so deeply. And they are intertwined in every aspect of their lives.
Yes.
And people sometimes do think they're gay. And they say no, but it doesn't have that homophobic.
They're not insulted.
Yes. It doesn't make me bristle.
Correct. And the best part is that Koothrappali is like, I don't care.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
Like he is so undaunted
Right.
by the thought of that at all because he loves Howard so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, he doesn't care if people misinterpret it. He just, he's very comfortable in his sexuality and whatever.
And
yeah.
they do seasons down the road where Koothrappali is like into crafting and he's with the girls. And it
Yes.
is just a guy who likes those things and who feels comfortable with women. It doesn't
Right.
feel like, is he gay? Ha ha ha.
Right.
And I like that how far they had come.
I agree completely. Does your son enjoy Big Bang Theory or no?
Hasn't watched it yet. He has seen
okay.
some young Sheldons. We have moved on to Modern Family. We did. I mean, we're on a journey. We've done all of 30 Rock, all of Friends. Now we're doing Modern Family.
Oh my God. This is what I did with my son as well, by the way.
Oh, how old's your son?
He's 17. He'll be 18 in September. How old is yours?
15.
Yeah. So we started this, I want to say 6 years back, maybe.
Yeah.
But we did, same thing. And
if you do it right, Lisa, you never actually have to talk to your kid.
Completely.
You could.
I know more about Sheldon than I know about my son.
Right?
Yes. And I'm grateful to television for that.
Yes, exactly. But I know Casey, my son, would love Big Bang Theory. We just haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
So this is the mom episode. All the mom episodes of this show are amazing because it's Laurie Metcalf and Christine Baranski. Katie Seagal gets in on the action later. I mean, you can't beat these moms.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
She feels like Sheldon's mother. The character they've developed is literal and hyper specific and socially unaware. And she's so good at it. But I love that Sheldon's mom, Laurie Metcalf, in later seasons, Mary Cooper, is warm and friendly and mostly understands society. She has some religious
peccadillos,
but but watching people negotiate with Christine Baranski, who is Sheldon, but with 30 years of I get to be this way because I've earned it, so screw you.
Yes.
It's so fantastic, and she has a line. Why else would you grow a pancreas in a teenaged gibbon? I mean, the Emmy goes to whoever wrote that line.
Totally. Hilarious. And the best is, I mean, I really kind of feel that way about almost all of her lines. Almost all of them are like, and you know what? Like Sheldon, she says the things that you just wish you could say sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, oh, frick, I wish I could say that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could be that blunt. And I am sometimes actually, but, but I love that. But then it's also very painful thinking of Leonard growing up with her.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wanted so much love and affection and warmth, and she had none of it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's the thing about this show is like, if you really delve into if this was a drama,
right?
His childhood was miserable. But how funny that he grew up and became best friends with her.
But yeah, I pressed play on a wrong episode and I started watching it before I realized, oops, I'm on the wrong one. Or maybe it's the right one. Penny says, Leonard, didn't you give gifts at Christmas? And he says, well, sort of. In my family, we made presentations.
Exactly.
After Christmas.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, we all repeat our patterns. Like I dated guys that were like my dad. This just happens, even though you say I'm not going to do that. And yes, Leonard knew how to negotiate someone like his mom, and then he ended up, best friends with Sheldon.
And is probably healing a lot of his inner child because he's teaching Sheldon how to be more human.
Mm-hmm.
And he also gets, in a way, the love from Sheldon that he didn't really get from his mom.
It's like the wish fulfillment of getting to right those wrongs in some way.
Correct. But I will say my favorite Christine Baranski line in this episode is she meets Penny and Penny starts talking about her childhood. And by the time they get to the top of the stairs, Penny's sobbing
Mm-hmm.
and saying, my dad used to call me Slugger until I got a training bra. And then he stopped playing catch with me. And then Christine goes into Leonard's apartment and says, if you want to have sex with that woman, find out what cologne her father wore.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was genius.
Perfection.
Yep. Genius.
And I can't believe they could get away with saying something like that. That is the edgy joke.
It is very edgy. And then later on, Penny and Leonard are about to have sex. And then he kind of reveals that he's having sex with her to get back at his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she's having sex with him to get back at his dad. And Penny's like, get out of my bed.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Yep. Been there. No.
Yeah.
Hello, my 20s.
Exactly.
Well, this episode made me realize one of the reasons I love Big Bang Theory so much. Go on a journey with me. It does something that Sesame Street does so well.
Oh.
When you watch Sesame Street with your kids, they make jokes for the 3-year-old and they make jokes for us that the 3-year-old won't get, references or little winks to us. And it's always functioning on 2 parallel levels, and it does it beautifully. Yes. Big Bang Theory does the same for nerds and non-nerds. I think there's a lot of humor that you and I, that's going, because you and I don't get a reference, right? They make a deep cut on a Star Trek reference, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Yes.
But they do this whole Jar Jar Binks sequence where Howard makes a Jar Jar Binks reference. I don't know who Jar Jar Binks is. I've heard the name, but I don't know who he is. And then he does this hilarious voice.
Perfect imitation of Jar Jar Binks.
Okay, good for him. I don't know that. But I'm laughing because what he's doing is so funny. And what he's saying is so funny that as a non-Jar Jar Binks person, I'm laughing. Then they do a callback to it when Leonard rips off the voice and does it. So I'm still laughing, having never known the reference.
That's really funny. And I think you're absolutely right. That's a great point.
It happens throughout the series. I laugh out loud every episode about things I know nothing about.
Right.
You know,
that's pretty phenomenal.
I wonder about the balance of that writer's room. It cannot just be a bunch of nerds. They have to have a couple of non-nerds, mainstream folks saying, wait, now you're making references about Halo. I've never played Halo, so let's, how do we broaden that to get the people who have never played Halo?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And how do I go back in time and get that job? Being in that writer's room.
Right. Exactly. I don't think that's possible.
I don't want to hear that.
Sorry.
Oh,
I know. I was just trying to be blunt, like Sheldon.
And Dr. Beverly.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic episode. Baranski's perfection. By the end, Leonard is driven so insane by his mom. He knocks on Penny's door for some respite, and she answers, holding a bottle of Chardonnay in her hand.
Right.
A half-drunk bottle of Chardonnay with the cork in it. She's ready.
Correct.
She's always got that bottle of Chardonnay. I cackled that he said, do you have alcohol? And she was like, boom.
Yes. And I don't know if you noticed this, but she's also dressed very masculine in a big sweatshirt and a baseball hat, because I think she's like, the implication is she's trying to regain that childhood moment where she used to play catch. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And so even that is brilliant. Even that like little nod, like she's in there trying to reconcile her whole fucking childhood because Beverly really messed with her brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good.
So good. And Penny is upset because she had an audition for an antidepressant commercial and she didn't get it because they said I was too perky. Who gets feedback after a commercial audition, Lisa?
Well, that's a great point. No one.
Who is Penny's agent?
Right. That we need to find out.
I mean, instant feedback after an audition. That's how I know the show's not real. Not based on a true story.
That is very funny.
Okay, and then the last episode, Oh, I wanted to get to this so much. Season
Okay.
3, episode 23, Lunar Excitation.
Yes.
So only at the very end do we meet Maya Bialik as Amy Farrah Fowler.
Oh my God. But it's such an explosive moment.
She comes onto this show at the very end of season 3 and takes hold of the show and never lets it go. She becomes such a main character, as does Melissa Rauch as Bernadette. And
Yes.
I said to myself, I said, what other series can I remember where they brought in, at the height of a show's popularity, they brought in 2 new characters who then they made equal in the ensemble,
Yeah.
and they succeeded so beautifully. And it's not a kid. It's not that they had a
I
toddler
was going
or
to say, and it's not a kid or a dog.
right.
And did you find any other show where that's ever happened?
I forgot all about it after I had that deep thought and wrote it down.
Right. You had the thought and then you moved on.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
quite remarkable that they could do that.
It truly is.
I mean,
It truly is.
Cheers brought on Frasier,
Right.
but I don't know that
And
he.
B.B. Newworth, right?
Yeah, but I feel like they felt peripheral.
They did.
You know,
They were, yes.
they weren't at the bar all the time with Norm and Sam and we've had, but so I just found that.
Well, Woody Harrelson, but he replaced Coach.
Right.
Yeah, so that's,
They had this established character, like the guy who's
Correct.
a beat behind, and then they just
Yeah.
walked him in.
And now let me ask you a question, and I don't know if there's info on this or if you have the intel, but I want to know if Amy Farrah Fowler was only supposed to be on a little bit
Mm.
and became such a huge sensation, undeniable
Yeah.
need that they kept her, or was it always supposed to be a series regular? That's what I would like to know.
Well, this was a season ender, so they had
Right.
intention of like bringing her back at least a bit. But I don't know if it was supposed to
Sure.
just be 3 episodes and done.
Right.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
I know that Jim Parsons produced her show for Fox after this, so they got very, very close, and they really connected and worked together long after Big Bang Theory. So
Amazing.
and their chemistry is perfection.
Oh my God.
But
And the best is that, so by the way, okay. So first of all, there is a lot of that friendship stuff I'm talking about that happens in this episode before Amy.
Mhm.
Howard and Koothrappali know Sheldon so well, which can only happen if you love someone, that they are able to get on a dating website, answer questions as Sheldon, and attract his perfect mate. So that's
and Sheldon
thing.
doesn't object. He doesn't say, "What the hell were you doing?" He's like, "Okay, so you did that. And wow, you really got me correct."
Right. He does object at first.
Okay.
And even says to Amy Farrah Fowler, "I didn't want to be here." And she's like, "Neither did I. My mom makes me go on at least one date a year."
Mhm.
And
Her
then
mom,
she,
Kathy Bates. Come on.
oh, right. Oh my God. Right.
The moms. Okay.
Oh my God. I forgot about that. And then she says, "Here's the ground rules. No touching up to and including coitus." And then he goes, "Can I buy you a drink?"
Mhm.
It's fucking perfect. But I just want to go back to the friendship thing really quick, because the other part of this is that Leonard and the guys are on the roof going to bounce a laser off the moon. And Penny comes up with this really dumb guy that she's dating. Zach, who's hysterical and
Love
comes
him.
back many times. And she is ashamed that she's dating him because he's too dumb. And she says to Leonard later, "You ruined me. Like a year ago, this guy would have been perfect for me, and now I can't stand him." And I thought, that's so lovely. Like, what a great, tribute to their friendship, and how, she really enjoys being around smart people now more than dumb people.
Right. But they, at this point, they had been together and broken up. So
Correct.
So that's how he really ruined her. I think. Again, Zach is the Janice He pops up once a season to
That's
at the right
exactly
time. He's
right.
fantastic. And
Yes.
he doesn't make fun of them for being nerds. He thinks they're
No, he
cool.
loves
He
them.
loves what they're doing. I love this.
Yes.
I love that he is a
Yes.
good-looking, dumb jock who's like, cool. You're bouncing lasers off the moon. Let's go. And
Totally. It's the best.
they get him to dress up as a superhero at some point, and he's just
Yes.
lovely. He's not mean.
He loves Leonard so much that he asks him to be the father of his child
True.
in later episodes.
True.
He wants, yeah, smart, adorable sperm.
Yep. The-
The first time
Sheldon.
I've ever said that sentence.
Well, first of all, first time anyone has said coitus on my podcast, so thank you.
Oh, you're so
I
welcome.
really appreciate that.
They say it a lot on the show.
They do. And I might
Oh my
start.
God. Yes.
But Sheldon is making breakfast. I won't go into it. I could do the whole thing. He's so picky. He's so just nothing
Yes.
pleases him. His toast is wrong.
Right.
Everything's wrong. And he takes a
Yes.
smear of margarine and then he looks and he says, I have no difficulty believing you're not butter.
Exactly.
Such good writing. The way it's phrased. The joke has been made. We've all heard the joke about I can't believe it's not.
Sure. Yes.
Uh
But like you said, it also comes at the end of him going, you call this toasted well? And like, yeah, he does. He's like, he goes, there's like 3 of them. And then he ends with that. Yeah, hysterical.
fun fact, Pete, if you want to play my fun fact sting, my mom wears housecoats exactly like Mrs. Gunderson downstairs. And she doesn't listen to the
that's
podcast, so I can
amazing.
call her out. Yeah, she wears like
Hilarious.
a nice lavender or a teal housecoat all the time with
My grandma Mary used to wear those.
now indoors with thongs because my mom wears her thongs indoors.
No, indoors with slippers, the kind of slippers that's like a slide,
Yep.
but they're slipper material.
Okay.
Yes, she wore those.
Okay.
Yep.
I would
Mhm.
like to see your grandma and my mom in a cage match. Is that weird?
That is weird, especially because my grandma has been dead a very long time.
Okay.
So your mom would probably win.
She might, but she would lose a thong. So here's my bold statement that I brought up at the beginning
Okay.
of the character who has changed so dramatically, unrecognizable.
That you don't believe it.
Amy Farrah Fowler. She starts off
Okay.
wooden, unable
Yes.
to smile, unable to have
Correct.
conversation. By the end
Doesn't
of the
get
series,
sarcasm.
she is like a party animal and sociable and she's just
I'm going to blow
different.
your mind.
Yeah.
I do believe it.
Lisa,
And I'll tell you why. No,
Mind blown.
Mandy, I swear to God, I'm going to change your mind.
you just try.
I don't believe. So while I think she's maybe somewhere on the spectrum,
Hmm.
right? We all are. I mean,
Mhm.
but I definitely think she is far less so than Sheldon.
Mhm.
Now, I think a lot of her differences stem from not having friends.
Mm.
I picture her as a girl who never knew how to get into the groups, never had the balls to try, spent all of her time with her mom or reading or studying.
Mhm.
This is her first time exposed to friendships. So I think she is very believably changed by these people because she's able to, they teach her how to be a person.
Mhm.
And I think she's always had that. She just was never given the examples.
You win.
Do you believe that?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I mean, she in the beginning is so taken with Penny as, oh my God,
instantly in love
this
with her.
beautiful, popular girl is talking to me and
Yes. Right.
treating me nicely. And
Yes.
she's like a lapdog. She can't, she doesn't want to mess up and follows Penny around, wants to wax Penny and shave Penny. And there's all this weird
Yes.
sexual energy that Amy Farrah Fowler
Correct.
brings to Penny. But
Yes.
but then really I remember an episode where she gets her feelings hurt because they go bridal shopping without her And she lets them know, like, now she's confident enough to say, you left me out of this thing and I'm hurt and I'm not okay with that. And that's probably a huge turning point for a person to say, I'm done being your lapdog. Now I want to be your equal.
Yeah. And I think too, like, you find out in an episode that she was bullied badly as a kid, and so was Bernadette, but obviously Penny never was. She was the bully.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, this is Amy being friends with the people who used to torture her and feeling like I'm one of the cool kids now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really do think her change, if you look at it that way, is completely believable.
Wow.
She just needed friends.
You've done it. Lisa Arch.
I did it, everybody.
Well, first of all, you contradicted me on the podcast. Then you said coitus. And now you and you've won. You've made me a nerd.
Amazing. I'm so happy.
Thank you so much. Did we get to talk about everything you wanted to say about Big Bang Theory? I don't want to deprive you.
I think this is not unlike when I get to the checkout counter at Trader Joe's and they say, did you get everything you were looking for? And I'm like, I got so much more.
Oh, don't get me started on Trader Joe's. I have rage.
Yeah,
I'm always like, no, I didn't. Because you discontinued my favorite thing. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Believe me. Yeah, I have that too. And by the way, I just got 6 boxes of the ube pancake mix because that's seasonal. Just had to let you know.
You could black market that shit. The little tote bags. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
I hate that stuff personally.
Okay.
But anyway.
So Lisa Arch, here's how things are going to go. I'm going to tell everybody my business. Then you're going to tell everybody your business. And then for members only, you're going to stick around and we're going to get a little nerdy about one of my favorite movies / musicals, Legally Blonde, which you were in as bitchy sales girl. I cannot wait to dive into this. I'm going to live my dream. We're going to reenact the scene, y'all. So if you are not a member, how do you become one? Such a good question. You go to makemeanerd.com/join. Hit that I almost said hit that nerd button. Hit that join button. $5 a month gets you your episodes ad-free and early and access to bonus content. There's all these secret fun interviews at the end that you guys are missing out on if you're not one of the nerds. So please makemeanerd.com/join and join the party. Make Me a Nerd is a production of True Story FM, engineering and production by the peerless Pete Wright. My theme song is Wonderstruck by Jane and the Boy. If you would like to reach out, I would love that. You can do that at Mandy_Kaplan_Clavens, both with K's on Instagram, or at Mandy Miscast on Blue Sky. And if you're listening on Apple, please leave a 5-star review and make your comments. Let me know what you want to hear about on the show or what you think. And I am down for all of it. I want to hear from the people. Do you want to hear from the people, Lisa? What do you want to tell everybody?
You know what's so funny? I have nothing. I've got nothing. I have nothing. That's it. I have nothing to plug. I'm a recent college graduate who is just trying to figure out what my next step is. And that's a whole thing we don't need to get into. But I have nothing to plug. And you know what? I'm good with that.
If you're at peace with it, that's fantastic.
So at peace.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. Members, stick around. And thank you, Lisa Arch. This was so much fun. Getting to nerd out with you. Thank you for doing this.
Loved it. Thank you so much.